Krishna is one of the most widely revered and most popular of all Indian divinities, worshipped as the eighth incarnation of the Hindu god Vishnu. He teaches us to live in the present moment. He was conscious about the future, but he chose to live in the present moment without worrying. On scrutinizing the personal life of Lord Krishna, it has been pursued that he always respected women's desires. Mythology says Krishna had 16,108 wives, but out of all of them, his 8 wives were most dear to him. These 8 queens are named as Ashta Bharya. Ashta Bharyas is a group of 8 principal queens or consorts of Hindu god Krishna, an avatar of god Vishnu and the king of Dwarka in the Dwapara Yuga. The most popular list was found in the Bhagavata Purana. Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Kalindi, Mitravinda, Nagnajati, Bhadra, and Lakshmana were his 8 queens. Rukmini, the first wife of Lord Krishna, the princess of Vidharva. Rukmini, the princess of Vidharva, was Krishna's first wife and the chief queen of Dwarka. She is considered as an avatar of Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. The very first wife of Lord Krishna and the prettiest incarnation of goddess Lakshmi. Being the head queen, and thus she held the most important position in Krishna's heart as well. Rukmini was the daughter of King Bhishma of Vidharva. She desperately wanted to marry Lord Krishna, but her brother Rukmi was against the marriage. Rukmini wrote a letter to Krishna and sent it through a messenger, requesting him to marry her as she would not marry Shishupala as per her brother's orders. Finally, Krishna abducts her and they both get married. They later had 10 sons: Pradyumna, Charudeshna, Sudeshna, Charude, Sucharu, Charugupta, Bhadracharu, Charuchandra, Sochu, and Charu. His second wife was Satyabhama. She was the incarnation of Mother Earth. Satyabhama was the beautiful daughter of King Satrajit. King Satrajit owned a divine jewel called Shamantakamani. Krishna told Satrajit to send the jewel to Ugrasena so that it could be guarded safely. Satrajit did not obey Krishna's orders and gave the jewel to his brother Prasena. One day, Prasena took the jewel with him and went for hunting. While he was hunting, he was attacked and killed by a lion. Meanwhile, Jambava, who lived in the forest, took the jewel and gave it to his daughter as a gift. When Satrajit heard of his brother's death and missing Samantaka, he accused Krishna of it. Krishna then went in search of Samantaka jewel so that he could clear the accusation. He found the jewel with Jambava. They ended up fighting and wrestling for 28 days for the jewel. Jambava finally surrendered and recognized Krishna to be the reincarnation of Rama and prayed to him to marry his daughter. Thus, Krishna married Jambavati in a holy ceremony, and as his third wife, she gave birth to 10 sons: Samba, Sumitra, Purujit, Shatajit, Sahasrajit, Vijaya, Chitraketu, Vasuman, Dravida, and Kratu. Krishna ends up returning the jewel to Satrajit, and Satrajit came to know of the happenings and he asked Krishna's forgiveness. And pleased with Krishna's sincerity, he gave his daughter Satyabhama's hand in marriage to Krishna. So his second wife officially was Satyabhama, and she gave birth to 10 sons: Bhanu, Swabhanu, Subhanu, Bhanuman, Prabhanu, Atibhanu, Pratibhanu, Shribhanu, Bruhabhanu, and Chandrabhanu. Kalindi, the deity of river Yamuna. She was personified as the river goddess. One day, Krishna and Arjuna went out hunting. At the end of the day, they decided to bathe in the waters of the Yamuna river. Just then, Krishna spotted a beautiful maiden passing by the river. Krishna immediately sent Arjuna after her. When asked to reveal her identity, she replied, "I am Kalindi, the daughter of the sun god. I worship Krishna and hope to marry him one day," said Kalindi. Arjuna then inquired why she was staying alone. For that, Kalindi promptly answered, "So that nobody disturbs me during my prayers. I hope that one day my wish will come true and Krishna will take me under his protection." Seeing the staunch devotion of Kalindi, Arjuna was pleased and went back to Krishna to tell him about her love for him and her wish. Touched by Kalindi's pure love, Krishna decided to marry her and make her his queen. Kalindi gave birth to 10 sons. They were Kavi, Subahu, Shanti, Purnamas, Vruksh, Somak, Veer, Bhadra, Srud and Darsha. His fifth consort was Nagnajati, the princess of Kosala. Nagnajati was the daughter of King Nagrajit. The king Nagrajit organized an enormous swayamvar for her daughter's marriage. He already knew that this feat could be achieved only by Lord Krishna. The condition for triumphing the swayamvara was extremely weird and difficult as it was. The one who would be able to fight with 7 wild and crazy oxen which he had in his stable would win his daughter's hand as a reward. None of the suitors could do so, but Lord Krishna tamed those ferocious bulls very easily. Arjuna also accompanied Lord Krishna in the Swayamvara and he helped in defeating all the warriors who did not want the marriage to happen. Lord Krishna fulfilled his condition and he won the Swayamvara and married Satya. They had 10 sons later. Mitravinda was Krishna's 6th wife, the sister of Ujjain's distinguished kings Vind and Anuvind. Both of them were followers of Duryodhana. During the Swayamvara organized for her marriage ceremony, she wanted to choose Lord Krishna as her husband. Krishna, who was also present at the event, did not allow her to get married against her wishes. But her brothers Vind and Anuvind did not like it and forbid the marriage. They joined forces with the Kauravas and fought Krishna. Krishna defeats the princess and takes Mitravinda away. Then Lord Krishna seized Mitravinda from the Swayamvara and then later got married. They both had 10 sons: Vrika, Harsha, Anila, Giridhara, Vardhana, Unnada, Mahamsa, Pavana, Vahini and Kshuddhi. Bhadra, the princess of Kekeya, was the 7th wife of Lord Krishna. She was the daughter of King Drishtaketu and his wife Shrutakirti. Her 5 brothers, including Santardana, had married Bhadra off to Lord Krishna. During a Swayamvar which was held to choose a suitable husband, Bhadra wished upon marrying only Lord Krishna and her wishes were fulfilled by her family. Bhadra had 10 sons: Satyak, Shur, Arijit, Vam, Jay, Ayu, Sangramujit, Praharan, Bruhasthin and Subhadra. Lakshana was the 8th wife of Lord Krishna. She was also very famous as the 8th but not the least wife of Lord Krishna. She was blessed with adept traits and splendid qualities. Lakshana was the daughter of King of Madra. She was very beautiful and meritorious. Krishna competed in an archery competition and he competed with Arjuna and Duryodhana. Each of them threw the match because they knew Krishna's passion for her. He kidnapped her from the Swayamvara and later married her. Lakshmana had 10 sons: Prabal, Bal, Urja, Saha, Aparajit, Prabodh, Simha, Gatravan, Mahasakti and Ugravan. Lord Krishna married these charming women with proper rituals and divine sacraments. According to another legend, 16,100 slaves, called as Dasi those days, were locked in the Narakasura jail, where Sri Krishna liberated them from the imprisonment. No one in the society was ready to adopt them. In this adverse scenario, Lord Krishna proclaimed each of them as his queen and aided them in gaining their respect back.